And it's Wednesday, and we are live. Like we always are right here at Win Daily Sports. It is the NFL DraftCast. It's Tony, it's Dave, it's Jason, and we're talking NFL DFS lineups. We have 3 lineups plus the audience lineup. We're going to find out who won last week. We got 11 games. We got some injuries. We got some weather concerns. We got tons to talk about, man. Like, listen, me and Dave got to eat crow a little bit. You know, our Eagles got spanked. But here's the best thing about the Eagles fan base, in my opinion, is nobody makes excuses. We're like, yo, we played like shit. We got beat. Okay. But now all of a sudden, Brock Purdy is the MVP. And I as we go on through this show, I'm not going to waste a lot of time, but I love to see some interaction because I have one question to the audience, to everybody, that last year when Jalen Hurts was on the best offense in the NFL, we heard he's a system quarterback. But this year, when Brock Purdy is on the other side, we're not hearing system quarterback. We're hearing MVP. So I'm just kind of curious if we took Brock Purdy off in San Francisco and put him on Carolina, how good he would really be. That's the question that was being asked last year. So get involved, like, subscribe, WinDailySports.com right now. Again, as always, we have a deal all the time. And we still got a Cyber Monday deal going right now. $5 a week for our premium miles. Weekly 5 is a coupon code. Make sure you go to WinDailySports.com and you check that out as well. We're going to be talking about DraftKings bets later. We're going to talk about ladders, SGPs. But Jason, you've been hot on these ladders, man. So real fast, before we even get into DFS, explain like, what is this ladder process you're doing? You're doing it the NFL, you're doing it NBA every night, man. You're on a heater, man.
Yeah, it's been rather good. And I actually had somebody hit me up in Discord today, kind of explain how I go about it. So every morning, whether it's NBA, NFL, I'm looking at our player prop model that we have up on the site. So we have a Prize Picks player prop model that's pretty much resourceful for any single sports book. It gives our projection. It gives the book projection. Then I go around and shop those lines and see what's valuable. So, like, even for today, it was basketball, and we're not talking football, but it's basketball. Draymond Green's line at certain books was 8.5. Certain books, his points total was 9.5. So when I see that and I see our model having him projected over like 10, 11 points, I'm already looking to attack that normal prop line. Then I do some more research. He went over 20 a couple games, over 15 a couple games. Then I start, shopping alternative lines on Draymond Green, and I see 15 plus at one book plus 500, and other books it was like 350, 375. So I'm seeing value there. So when you add all those things together, now you have value when you're shopping from sportsbook to sportsbook, and you see a real numbers pointing to him hitting over his normal prop and a little cushion that can go even higher. Then I'm looking at some box scores, last time he's matched up against these teams, and I see a path to hit these alternate lines. So I went ahead and attacked it. If you're watching this live right now on Wednesday night, that game doesn't, tip off to 10 o'clock. You can still get the bet in. Hopefully the line's still 8.5 at certain places, but if not, you can always follow along in Discord and catch the next bet. For NFL, it's even easier, man. We do so much work doing projections on every single game. Our guy Sticks Picks and I, we talk. He does the projections. I'm doing my research as the week goes on. And like this week, 2 of the guys that had ladders on really just nailed it. I didn't get all the way up on Curtis Samuel, but as I'm going through my week's research, I see a number at 34.5. He's going against the Dolphins. I figured they're going to be throwing the ball a bunch. He's getting more targets than McLaurin. He's getting more targets than Dotson, and his number is 34.5. So I'm like, this looks like a smash spot. So I put a ton of money, a lot of money on 34.5. And then I saw at 40, at 50, at 60, at 70, you're getting even more, odds on those numbers. So plus 200, plus 300, plus 500. And you're able to not only hit a big bet on his normal prop, but you hit it all the way up. And then for whatever reason, Sticks was on Jonathan Mingo. A lot of people might not have heard of this dude unless you're following college football. He finally got his chance. His targets are upticking. It was a good spot against a bad defense. And, Sticks told me right away, beginning of the week, Mingo's going to be our guy for a ladder. He helps me out. He sees things I don't see. His number was 24.5. That was pretty much smashed before halftime, and now we're working towards his ladder. He actually finished at 69, and I had a couple $100 at 70 plus. 70 plus was either 750 or 950, some ridiculous number, and we almost hit that too. So that's how I go about it every single day. Looking at the books, I spend 2, 3, 4 hours on top of all the hours Sticks does to get his projections running for NFL, and Ghost gets his projections running for NBA, and do a lot of shopping, making sure the value makes sense. If you're going to take these chances, it has to pay out. You don't want to be shooting for these crazy alternate lines. You're only getting paid like 2 to 1 or 3 to 1. We're looking for 7 to 1, 8 to 1, 9 to 1, 10 to 1. And they've been hitting at a pretty nice clip. So continue at it. And I'm always making sure you're getting your bankroll lined up. So you want to make sure you hit the first line, the regular line. And even if you lose out in the ladder, you're covered by that main line, and you still cover to have some profit. So make sure you're not being too greedy, and you understand that hitting this ladder, it's not going to happen every single day. But if you're hitting the main props, at a 60, 70% clip, which is we're actually exceeding that right now, you're able to, take any losses along the way on these ladders and cover them. Like we missed out on D'Angelo Russell yesterday, but we hit 2 other props and we hit a half a ladder here, and we had more units on the regular props, so it covered the losses, on D'Angelo Russell last night. But it's been doing really, really well. If you're missing these ladders, you got to hop in our Discord. I put up the betting picks up on the site, but the ladders, we can't basically grade those out on the site because it takes a lot of technology to grade out those crazy ladders. So the ladders are all put in Discord every single day. So make sure you hop in there, Tone.
Yeah, man. I listen. I've been riding as always. We just missed last night, and again, I know I'm going to get to Dave in a minute, but I can speak for myself. As far as SGPs, not a lot of people like the parlays, and I get it, right? Because we run hot and cold. I have 3 to 4 people messaging me every single day asking me when the parlays are coming out, dropping them in Discord on Sunday. You might not have heard about it, but I'll tell you about it because I hit 4 of them on NFL Sunday, plus 900, plus 1250, plus 750. So why Jay's hitting ladders and him and Sticks are working up their concoction, I'm here on the lonesome as Jigsaw hitting these SGPs. So now you got 3 people hitting things. Now we go to Dave, and just real fast for the SGPs, the way I do it, I tell everybody this all the time, man. Bet the single bets to break even, right? Bet the single bets to break even. And that's what happens. And listen, if you're hitting 2 to 3 parlays every single week, I mean, listen, man, you're already profitable, man. You're already profitable. And that's based on the research that we do. That's based on the tools that we do. And Dave, I know with your survivor picks and what you're doing, you got the same kind of method, right?
Yeah. I mean, I have a huge spreadsheet that I'm always willing to share with people. I track, everything from an NFL betting perspective, from a game betting perspective. You guys are in there doing your props and they're awesome. I'm following those. But I'm trying to give you a different look. And this year hitting at 60%. But even more importantly, when you look at the futures market, Tone, I know a lot of people probably didn't ride my Green Bay pick. 7 wins. We're getting there. And a lot of people are on the Jordan Love. Guess what also hit already for me on the futures market? Indianapolis Colts. Probably one of the least best bet win totals. 6.5, they're right over it. So there's a lot that goes into it. So in the betting articles, we're pushing different things, different ideas. And at Win Daily, we're bringing you so many different angles, perspectives to look at when betting. They're not always going to be right. They're not always going to be money. But more times than not, like Jay said, we're going to hit. And we're going to make you money. And that's why we have this deal going on right now for the Cyber Monday. If you're not a subscriber yet, get in there. Check it out. Just dance around for a week. I guarantee you'll win your subscription money back, whether it's following the Discord bets, Jay, we're a tally site as well, and some other cool areas. So, I think we're all.
You know what's messed up? I'm looking at it every day. I only put 1 futures bet in this year. It was I just saw a ridiculous number on McCaffrey at 850 rushing yards, but it's like they should pay that out already. He's not going to go negative yardage. Like, why don't they pay out these bets? It's just going to sit there until what?
I did. The Colts got paid out for me already.
FanDuel is still holding my number there. I don't know why they are. I don't know. I guess they got to wait till the season's over. It's like you're holding your money. You could be collecting 5% in a fund somewhere. I should be taking out. That's something that sucks about futures. You put this money in, you got to wait all year long and just sitting there and sitting there and sitting there. But I guess it's an investment into the future, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, futures are tough you don't want to, and I explained it in some of the articles, you don't want to, invest more than maybe 10 to 20% of your bankroll into futures. It's sitting there too long. It's not a good bet if you're going to put in a ton of your money into it. But for fun, they're great, especially when we talk about MVPs and such like that. And Tony, you mentioned it earlier, and that's why I'm coming back to it. We said MVPs last week, and remember we kind of hinted at Tyreek a little bit. Tyreek's name is now really popping back up. He was, I think, 10 or 11 to 1 last week when we were talking. It's already shrunk in half about. He's going to get that 2,000. So it's interesting. Purdy has shot up, but I'm not worried about Purdy. I'm really like, there's no way he wins MVP.
I think Tyreek should get it. I think, to Tony's point, like the most valuable person on their team, if Tyreek's not there, the Dolphins are not, there may be a 500 team. Nothing against Tua or McDaniels or Waddle, Mozart, their running game, whatever it is.
It sounds like everything against Tua.
Yeah, and if Tyreek's not there, things don't open up. And for him to do that from a wide receiver position, if the dude gets 2,000 and everything else is kind of, wobbly around Jalen or Purdy or anybody else, and like you said, if Purdy was on Carolina or he's on even, I don't know, whatever team it is, he's not bad by any means. And he's making great decisions and he's got a great coach around him and he's got so much talent around him. But like he would not do what even Tua was doing with Tyreek and Waddle. I don't think they're so stacked in San Fran, man. So stacked.
Before we get into that, and I agree with Vaughn, here's the thing. I do think Tyreek should absolutely be considered. We'll see when the numbers are at. Would be the first ever wide receiver. People in the NFL, the voters don't like doing first evers. I don't know why. So we'll have to see how this goes. I think C-Mac may even start to get some more consideration as the season goes on now.
He's got the touchdowns, man. He's going to break some record on rushing touchdowns.
He's the best player.
Yeah.
And if he's the number one team, I think that's why I'm saying take Purdy and throw it out. I think C-Mac's the better choice for a San Francisco 49er if you're going to go there.
Well, while we're on this topic, before we get into these picks, I just got to say, if we talk about MVP, let's talk about our man tonight.
What
did he drop 50 points, 12 rebounds, 68% for the field. Philly love. We got to throw some Philly love into this show, man.
Love it. I'm glad the stomach bug is gone or whatever he had.
Yeah.
He missed 2 games. He had too many Shirley Temples. But he waited till Washington. Man. But I love it.
But listen, as always, man, make sure you like and subscribe. And like we always talk about, WinDailySports.com. I know we threw the Cyber Monday deal up there, but we have all kinds of deals. We're going to get into mid-show. We got a little DraftKings bet we're going to throw down. We're going to have a bet. Obviously, we have a deal for DraftKings as well, one of our partners. You click on that link up to $500 that you get in bonus bets once you make a minimum of a $5 deposit. So before that, boys, are we ready to draft or what?
Let's go.
I'm ready. Let's do it.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. I want to hear, man. I want to hear who won last week. That's the best part.
I will bring it up. And here's the fun. The good news is here's the good news. We broke the audience's streak.
That's good.
Of 2 in a row. And it was me. Tony, you did have a good lineup because Tyreek and Mike Evans, where it hurt you. Kenny Pickett going down in that first.
Yo, man, I know.
I mean, in the end, you lost by 15, and that's probably the big difference. Laporta carried me, and then some other
defense. I got a goose egg from the Saints,
Yeah, that hurt too. Jason's best pick was his defense. Y'all pick against Tim Boyle, good pick.
How about the Kyle Granson pick, man? The Kyle Granson pick at almost 11.
He did. Yes, that was a great $300 or $3,000 pick there. And then there was some good one, but Terry McLaurin. Jay, if you could have got some other pieces of that game, scary
Terry, man. Come on.
I think he had 0 targets too. That's the most ridiculous. 0 targets. I would have bet. Thank God I bet Samuel really hard because the 34 just stuck out to me. But shocking for that dude to get 0 targets. It's what could have happened in that game for McLaurin, their wide receiver 1, when they're down the entire game not to get a target? It's nuts, man.
It really was, but so
he stole our picks.
Yeah. Hey, easy there. You guys made me take Taysom Hill. You see, you ended up scoring 15. I backed off. I did steal one from the Curtis Samuel. But all right, let's roll into week 14 here. And I guess I'll take the honor here. Last week I did pick it 3rd, let the audience go 4th. 3rd's been nice to me. I'd like to see how you guys kind of zig and zag. So I'm going to stay in the 3 hole. And Tony, it's up to you, 1, 2, or 4.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go last this week.
All right. All right. I like it. All right, let me get that up there. And Jay, what are you feeling?
You guys can put me in any spot. Doesn't matter. I suck no matter what, man.
Let the audience go one.
All right, let the audience go one.
All right, all right. So let's kick it off to the guys in the chat. We got Ed, Yvonne. We see. I think didn't Jimmy hop in here? We got anybody? Let's rock and roll.
Ed, go first, man. Justin Fields, lock it in. Done.
Ooh, he had a big
right
one
out of the gate. Justin Fields. And one thing I want to say before we get started here. Actually, I shouldn't say this to you guys. I'm just going to help you guys out. But
Here we go.
quick thing. quick thing. Weather's going to be a major concern on the East Coast. Detroit and Chicago, you got some wind, probably 10 to 15 miles an hour, up to 20 miles an hour. So you want to check all this stuff prior to Sunday morning. Jacksonville, Cleveland, you got 15 to 20 mile an hour winds, gusts 25 to 30. There's some rain that's going to be there. This might be one of the worst games of the slate. You got rain in Cincinnati, 10 to 15 mile an hour winds there as well. The Jet game in New Jersey, good chance of rain throughout the entire game. And you got a terrible offense in the Jets that bringing Wilson back, which is disgusting. 15 to 20 mile an hour winds there. And then the Baltimore game that Jared's actually going to. I don't know if I told you guys, but I got him tickets. Him and his wife are going to be at a suite.
Nice.
DraftKings is hooking him up to go to the game. And luckily for him, it's going to rain in Baltimore that day. So he'll be nice and dry.
Oh, nice.
In a suite for that game. But yeah, that's going to be a lot of rain, 15, 20 mile an hour wind. So you got a lot of things to be concerned about. So I would highly, highly suggest, Sunday morning, don't really lock in your lineups of Sunday to see how bad this weather is. Some of this might turn around and some of this might creep up, but just want to put that out there. Regardless of that, I'll give this dude another shot here. I'll go with Moss again. He burned me last week, but he's on the field the entire time. And I thought it might have been a trap last week because the matchup wasn't great, but this matchup should be ideal against Cincinnati. So give me Moss, who's been on the field like 95% of the snaps.
All right. Oh, why? What happened to my? I'm sorry. Didn't we have an overlay? Did that drop off?
Go for it.
Right,
You got it?
Get that back. Yeah, it might have been when we did the picture of the Cyber Money. All good. So, one guy, last week I didn't play probably as much as I needed to, and I got to say that, you read Win Daily's articles, they were all over him, including Styx's articles. But I'm with him this week. That's Alvin Kamara. He got in a good game environment last week once they got down and scored 2 touchdowns, and now he gets the favor of facing one of the worst defenses in the league in Carolina. Give me Kamara.
Okay.
Stole my guy, man. Stole my guy.
Yeah, he's been good.
Yeah, he has. He's been carrying my one fantasy team that I actually pay attention to, and for season long, and he's been unbelievable, man. He really has. But I'll go back to back here. Listen, I was going to go Kamara, but he's gone. So I'm going to go with the other back. I'm just going to go back to back and stack my line right here with the Bengals. Give me Joe Mixon and Jamar Chase. Jamar Chase at under 8,000. Joe Mixon at 6,100. Listen, man, Brownie put on a show. And again, I think this is finally saying that Zach Taylor actually can coach. Zach Taylor actually does know how to call an offensive game. And I think I saw another step in Joe Mixon from a receiving standpoint as well. So I really like that. And it seemed that Jamar Chase had a really good rapport with the young quarterback as well. So for that price against Indy at home in Cincy, I know weather could be a little sketchy, but I'm a chance, and I'm going to go with Mixon and Chase.
And on that Chase note, too, I don't know if you guys saw it, but whatever day it was, Monday, his prop total was ridiculously low, Dave. It was 55.5, and I was staring at it all day. And finally, I'm like, fuck this. I'm hammering this thing. Like,
50,
like Browning,
61.5, I think. 61.5.
I got it at 55.5, and Browning's not that bad of a quarterback. Like, he came in, like, from nothing that game, and he looked pretty impressive just filling in for Burrow, on a whim at half. And then he was prepared for last week, and dude played really good, man. So I was shocked when I saw the 55 in the number.
What about the Pittsburgh game where he only scored 10 points?
Who?
Right before that. Browning, he played that's what was more surprising to me in Jacksonville. He started against Pittsburgh and they lost 16-10 the week before. I hear you.
Pittsburgh's D is good though. You don't think Pittsburgh's D is good?
They're okay. I'm just saying Browning surprised me. I think he surprised the world. I did not think he was good. Now I do. Okay. He really put on a show. So now these chase props going forward.
He's serviceable. He's serviceable.
Yeah, and I think that pick game, if I remember correctly, there was weather in that pick game too. It wasn't like a clean day. I think it was like a rainy, bad weather day, and it's Pittsburgh's D versus, Jacksonville was getting gashed all the time.
My point was that he didn't just have the half game and then turn into that.
Yeah,
he have another game, and which made me surprised. I'm trying to bring to the point that he really surprised me. So we'll see what's real now coming this week. But I think the chase props and the Cincy stuff is great this week. Good pick. I'm gonna be expensive now too, and I'm just gonna test the waters and say he's gonna come back and light the world on fire. I'm gonna go Justin Jefferson. It's been long enough. They said he's not coming back till he's 100%. They didn't play around with the leg injury that he had. I think it was soft tissue hamstring or something like that. He sat out long enough. Big game for them. They're 6-6. They need a win. So I'll take Justin Jefferson against a weak Raiders defense.
Okay. I'm going to go with hopefully the number one wide receiver for Kansas City if they can just smarten up and get this guy some more targets. Rashee Rice. Yeah. He is their number one. I don't know why they haven't figured it out yet. Get this guy the ball. If it's not Kelsey, it should be going to him. He got 9 targets last game, 10 targets the game before. Keep him on the field more often. He's no Tyreek Hill, but he can actually catch, which is something that most of these Kansas City receivers can't do. This should be an up-paced matchup. Buffalo, they can be scored on. They've been playing in high-scoring games. It's a meaningful game for both sides. The price tag is probably the last time you see Rashee Rice under 6K. So 5.4 makes a bunch of sense to get a number one.
Love it. Yeah, 5.4 is a great price there, and they need to win. They look bad this week. All right. I think the audience is already starting to generate some noise here.
Who do they want here? Who do you want to go with?
I'm letting them iron it out so they don't say I steal anyone. So, But I'll give, Ed, you got anything? Silent Assassin, back again helping. Uh-oh, it looks like they're going. I see 2 Pachecos. So I'm going to pencil in Pacheco. Let us know your next one.
Isaiah Pacheco. All of a sudden, he's a household name again.
See, they follow along, Tony. They're learning. Everybody's learning.
Oh, yeah, I know. You were a little too early, Jay. You were like
I hammered his props that day too, man. I hammered his props.
That was easy money that day.
And they're going to go Josh Jacobs as well. All right, good picks. In that game versus Minnesota, good picks. Okay, cool. Back to you, Jay, with Pacheco and Jacobs off the board.
Yeah, I don't know which way is the right way, and it's always. Do I want to go here yet? Give me 1 second. Let's see what I'm doing here. 1 second. Yeah, screw it. I'll do it now. Let me go with Deebo Samuel. It's between him and Ayuk. I want one share of that game. They're both the same price. For the most part, they're getting equal targets. It's whoever's breaking those tackles and running into the end zone. So I think Deebo steps up again like he did last week. Coming off 2 good weeks. Against, Seattle, he had seven receptions for 79 yards. It's the same matchup from 2 weeks ago. They kind of blew him out, but Seattle's looked better the last couple games. So hopefully Seattle can keep pace here on the road in San Fran, which is going to be tough. So this could burn me, but give me Deebo.
All right. No, he looked like the best player on the field last week. He looks like he's back. So good pick. One guy, you might hear me talk about a little later, wink, wink, but I want to get him on my team now. Hasn't been great, but I think, weather impacted the performance quarterback has with a little steady ship. I'm going to go Drake London here. One thing certain, take a receiver against Tampa. You already talked about Mingo last week. He was the one to hit. Somebody in Atlanta is going to hit. I'll take a chance on $4,600 Drake London.
Okay.
All right, Tone, over to you.
Yeah, man, this is a tough one because everybody's taking my picks, man. Everybody's taking my picks, but that's okay. That's okay. It should be interesting to see how this all plans out. And I got to kind of see where I want to go here. I'm going to stick with that, you know what, screw it. I'm going to go with the man who just broke the record who I talked about, or I'm going to go Mike Evans. Listen, the guy is just steady. I don't know what else to say about him. He's just steady, man. 10 straight 1,000-yard seasons. I mean, he's got a Hall of Fame resume. He's not even talked about. Nobody even talks about him. It's crazy, right? The only guy who has more is Jerry Rice at 14, which is the greatest receiver to ever play the game, right? So give me Mike Evans, no matter who they're matched up with. I don't care. This dude is just consistent. And then I'm going to go with a running back, and I'm going to go with Kyron Williams. Listen, again, one thing that is for certain, when he came back, he was just automatically the workhorse. This is McVay's workhorse no matter what. One way or the other, they're getting Kyron the ball no matter who they're playing. And for him, for my money, for 7,300, it's a great pick. So give me Williams and Evans, and then we'll move on and see what happens next.
All right. I like it. Kyron's been a stud. He could be someone's fantasy MVP this year.
Easily.
Sure. All right. I'm going to have to get cheap a little bit to make this work out. And I'm not sure how cheap this is, but I think there's a chance this guy is the workhorse this weekend in a game that he might need to be. Give me Khalil Herbert. He did have 16 carries last time these two teams met 3 weeks ago. He is their best running back. I'm not a big Dante Foreman fan, so hopefully they figure that out. Get Herbert the ball, and then I'm going to pair up. Oh, wait, it's not. I don't get to. All right, never mind. See, I caught myself. I almost gave you one on my cheat sheet, Jack.
Shit. I will go running back here, and I will go with Javonte Williams. Chargers having a tough time. A little bit worried here that the Chargers don't score and Denver slows the clock down, but he's getting targets out of the backfield. He's getting all the rushing attempts. He's got 20 attempts in 2 of his last 5, on the rushing side of things. He's just not finding his way into the end zone for whatever reason. It's Russ running it in or throwing some ridiculous pass to the sideline that somebody like Sutton or Troutman finds a way to sneak in the end zone to get them, the touchdown here. But I think Javonte scores this week against a little bit suspect defense for the Chargers. They got to win this game. They want to keep these playoffs hopes alive. 5,800, nice little price tag. So I'm going to go with the bell cow and hope he gets in the end zone.
All right. I like it. Looks like we got 2 here, audience. They're hiding them close, keeping them close to the vest. What do we got?
They're looking for a cheap one right now. Where do I want to go next after they're done?
All right, they're ready. They're talking. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm trying to decide as well. I got a few ways I want to go. All right.
Who is it?
Well, it looks like it's Adams maybe one. I'm waiting for them to finalize their second. And they like E Moore. Okay, we'll go. We'll give them those 2. Devontae Adams and Elijah Moore.
Okay.
These Devontaes spell their names different. Oh, I missed it. All right, and then but I got Elijah. All right. Cool. All right, we're all set then.
I'm going next. I don't think either of you guys are going to pick this guy, but I'll take him anyways. Give me Brock Purdy to match up with Deebo Samuel. Also put a bet out today on Purdy. I saw his number at a couple books was at 270 passing yards, and then 2 books had him at 255. It's a pretty big gap. So he didn't go over 255 last time against Seattle, but like I said, I think Seattle puts up a bigger fight. They got smoked 2 weeks ago, 31-13. He threw for 209 and a touchdown, but I think he's going to have to throw a little bit more. Gino looks to be back at his form of last year. And hopefully San Fran's got to throw the ball a bit more. Good price tag, 6,500. Gets me 20. I'm cool with it. Hopefully he doesn't have one of these Christian McCaffrey 3 touchdown games which kind of can burn him. But I think it's a fair price at 65.
I do too. I'm not a hater on Purdy. I think he's a great story, and right now he's a great fantasy quarterback. So they just have it going. Like Tony, no excuses.
Cam Johnson, 3 assists, cash the prop with
There you go.
6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. So we're 1 for 1 for the night. Got 3 bets left. Hopefully everybody, and I know you trailed it, so you're up some money, man.
Awesome. All right, this is where I got to get a little cheap as well, but I think it's a guy that should get into the rhythm now, especially after a bye week, and it will be very popular probably. Give me Isaiah Likely, Baltimore Ravens.
Shit, I forgot about him. Good pick, man.
Yeah, and against a team that's ranked 29th against tight ends in the LA Rams, I think it should be a good week at 3,500.
Yeah, it's a great pick. This is why I lose, man. I do a cheat sheet. Don't even look at it, and you're more prepared than me. I'm focusing on cashing my bets right now than making this lineup hit. But good call, Unlikely, man. It's gonna be owned. The only thing that people might get off is the weather, but if the weather's clear enough, he's gonna be a beast.
Yeah, and even in a bad weather game, I don't mind tight ends, right?
He should be fine. Yeah, he should be fine.
All right, Tone, you're up.
Oh, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go quarterback. I'm gonna rod Russ, man. I'm gonna go Russell Wilson this week. Again, listen, I know he hasn't been fantastic, but he's been rather consistent, right? So and that's the thing. 4 out of 5 games, he's giving me 17 to 18 and 19 points. So and for 5,800, if I could just get one more touchdown, I'm already cashing at 25. So I like Russ this week again against a suspect defense with the LA Chargers, and I might run them naked. We'll see, because I'm going to go flex here, and I'm going to go Jerome Ford. And the reason why I want to go Jerome Ford, he might not be a sexy pick, but I'll tell you what, man. Ever since he stepped in, he's just double-digit consistency. No matter what, I know I'm getting 12 to 15 from Jerome Ford with a ceiling of possibly 20. And for 5,500, I'll take that any day of the week. So give me Jerome Ford.
All right. I like it. Jerome Ford has been a steady presence. 5,500 is good. Good for that guy getting that much volume. I got my lineup built, and I'm just worried which one of these guys are you guys going to pick? I'm good. I can leave my quarterback. All right. Give me T. Higgins. Let me get involved in this. I know the weather's not going to be great, but there's a chance. I mean, that Indianapolis defense is terrible. And he looked like he was somewhat back last week. I know he only got 3 catches, but you saw him moving around. 5,900 is really cheap for a receiver that could put up 25, 30. All right.
Like that, cool. I'm going to go with the Broncos D. I think they're the cheapest defense on the board that I can get down with. I know the Jets and the Rams are playing in maybe some bad weather. They're also in play. But there was a time that I was worried about, going against the Chargers offense, but they're bad, man. They really, really, really are bad. They're not putting up points. Eckler's struggling. Herbert's struggling. Keenan Allen's still beasting, but when he's the only player that's actually, doing things on that team, I'm going to go ahead and grab the Broncos 2,800. I need some salary relief to kind of fill out these last couple spots.
Nice. I like it. All right, audience, what you got? Oh, yeah. So I like where Silent Assassin is talking. That he was definitely on my first build. Let's see if he goes. It looks like, are you guys agreeing with this? They're between one of your tight ends, Tony, and one of mine.
Are they locked in or what?
Not yet. They're talking between. They could also go. All right, guys, which one you want? All right, we're going to start with Dalton Kincaid. I do really like this pick. He was in my first build.
Won't be a high power game, man.
I do. I actually agree with you. Like those two defenses have been pretty good this year. Chiefs have been slower, but I think this is one of those games they both blow up.
Yep.
Kincaid will be the one I probably will have my highest percentage of in that game if it's not Pacheco or Rice. I like those two as well. And who else you guys got? Got wide receiver flex and D left, about 4,000 each. Downs or Pittman, where are they going? And when we talk about that, yeah, it looks like Cincinnati's pretty high chance of rain. It's 61 on Saturday, then 40 on Sunday. All right, they're going Downs. Josh Downs.
Well, I like Josh Downs.
Oh, yeah. Yep, great pick. Great pick. Meet yourself with some decent salary left for the flex and the defense. All right, Jay, over to you. You still got some good salary left. Almost 16.8. Yeah, 16.8.
Yeah, I'm not a fan of my build right now, and I'm worried about this weather situation too. But I'll go Njoku, try to get another value spot, tight end. Cleveland's going to be in a bad spot, but like you said, the weather's bad. Maybe that cuts down some of the downfield passing. Njoku's been a hot target here. He's got more touchdowns, I think, than these Jet quarterbacks, even though he's only played one game, which is pretty sad. But he's been targeting Njoku. They're going to need him to kind of move the ball here. So 4,100, fair price for the dude.
Yeah, I agree. And it's Flacco again, right? So at least it's someone that knows how to throw to run tight ends. All right. As I was building this, and I already got a small piece with Khalil Herbert. I'll get a run back here with my man Jahmyr Gibbs. Just been even still a little bit underutilized as he was last week. But when put in the right situations, he had a big week against Chicago the other week. So I'll take Jahmyr. Over to you, Tone.
What do I want to do here? Well, I'm going to take my cheap tight end. I'm glad the audience is taking because I'm taking Granson again. I love the play again this week in that game. I like. Listen, Alec Pierce goes off in that game. Granson has a nice game. They're going to have to learn how. No more Jonathan Taylor. I don't know if Zach Moss is 100% either. So you're going to have to get cute in that game. And I think Steichen will use the tight end a little more again. He was in for the highest percentage of plays from the tight end. So I like that. And you know what? I know he's not been great. Cortland Sutton's been touchdown dependent. That's one thing about he is hit or miss, man. He's either big play or bust. Look at this Chargers, the way they're structured. I'm going to go Jerry Jeudy this week. I got a hunch that slot quick receiver is going to give them fits. I know Marvin Mims is all banged up a little bit too. So I think this could be a secret stash of a Jerry Jeudy kind of week.
I like it. If there's going to be scoring, you got two key components. Judy's going to break out one of these days. It might be week 18, but hopefully for you, it's this week. With that, I know I don't have to pick really a quarterback now, so I'll wait. I'm going to go and take the Bears defense. Damn
it, man. I was like, no, I'm going to wait. I should have took them last pick.
And you probably saw what I saw. 7 interceptions the past 2 games, 3 against Detroit.
So underrated. That defense is underrated, man.
They've started. I mean, it was the ugliest Monday night game last time they played. I get it, 12-10 win. But they've started to do some things in the defensive secondary and really create some havoc. I like what I'm seeing. Hey, they let up 29 points or 31 points at Detroit and still got 9. Like, all I need is some positive points. I'll take the Bears down there dumpster diving, but I like what they've been doing.
Love it.
Give me the Sun God. Guy's just, he's still out there. I think he can finish the day as the number 1 wide receiver. I like Pittman, but I already got Zach Moss. So I'm hoping for the upside out of Moss. Pittman was kind to me. Just so you guys know, I was 1 piece away of a $10,000 parlay on Sunday. I had Curtis Samuel alt line with a Mingo alt line, George Pickens straight up, Pittman straight up, and then Sticks was on Kate Otten, he was kind of assuming that Godwin was going to be out, and then Godwin played. And that was the last piece. And the dude I don't even know if he got targeted in the game. And when he said Otten originally, I said, wouldn't it just go more to Mike Evans if I just like stuck to what I was thinking? If Godwin was out, I was like, you know, but he's like, he had his theories that he's gonna get more balls on the inside, which he's probably right on that. But Evans went bonkers. If I had Evans, whatever alt line was or anything in between, maybe it wouldn't have paid 10,000, but it would have probably paid out 5 or 6. It would have still been a nice one. But I'm getting close on one of these things. I'm gonna hit one of these monsters soon. It was a $25 bet. I would have won 10 G's, which would have been nice. One play off, but we'll catch one soon. But I think I'm a raw as long as the weather's not that bad. You know, guy, if we weren't talking about Tyreek, he's right up there too, man. He's carrying that team. I love watching him play, man. Goff's just been terrible as of late. Like the Tony version of Goff that Tony's been saying for the last 3 years. Like it's not coming. It's here now. Like,
well, that's what he saw coming. Yeah.
It's here now, and Detroit's so good, and Goff is like it's Jekyll and Hyde, man. Like he can throw up 300, or he can fumble the ball, get sacked 7 times, and just throw terrible passes. He's turning into I don't even know what he is right now, but it's not good.
No, it is here. It's the Goff that got his way out of LA too. So it's the reason and. Tony's been on this, but I know Detroit's a nice story, but it's the combination of Goff, and I know everybody loves him, but Dan Campbell is a buffoon in my opinion. Like I just think he's going to blow a game. He's just going to do it. He's going to go onside kick.
At least he does it in a fun way. At least you like the guy, and he might do some dumb shit. Like it's like someone you want to get in a fight with. They might do something dumb, but like he's going to fight to the last end. Not like someone like. Like the Chargers or any other, like they're just complete losers. Like you wouldn't want to be on their team or do anything with them. That's the worst part about it. Like at least the guy's a good dude.
All right, the audience is in, and listen, I was leaning Zay Jones as well. So I think you guys, I like it. Let's lock that up, 3,700, especially with Christian Kirk out. I like that pick. Zay is questionable, and we can put someone in, but I think he's going to play. And then that would leave 3,500. You guys feeling out Ravens D? Let's see what's left there.
3,500 D. Ravens, Detroit, maybe.
They're talking Ravens. Okay. You guys still want Ravens? Yep. Okay. They're in for the Ravens. Nice. All right. They rounded out a solid team there with, Zay and Ravens with their last 2 picks of 7,200 left, I think are good, solid plays. Zay Jones, I think, will be pretty popular under 4,000, and I like him. I mean, they looked at him way more than they looked at Calvin Ridley last week.
And I'll round out this mini stack. I got Purdy, Debo, and I'll go with JSN, who looks to be the number 2 finally, taking over for Lockett. Metcalf's a guy that should he should be in the conversation, like top 10, top 5 wide receiver in the league. He just the consistency is not there, but when you see that, like you see him run, he just needs to get the ball in his hands more often, man. The guy, that touchdown he broke out last week, he was the fastest guy on the football field, I think, the entire year as far as like the top speed he got up to, faster than Tyreek, faster than everybody. Like DK is still legit, but it's just hasn't been consistent for him game in and game out. But in this situation, JSN, good cheap price for if Seattle can keep pace with San Fran. The Purdy to Ayuk or Purdy to Samuel with JSN is a good option, and DK is definitely in play too.
So I tell you what, I think more than anything, they figured out how to use Njigba. Like they're using the wide receiver screen game and stuff. You're right, he's good. He's really good. So 4,100, I think that's a great pick. I hope you remember earlier when I tried to down talk Jake Browning. There was a reason for it. That'll be my quarterback this week. I saw enough. And he's got a little game, right? And Indianapolis is bad. The weather does concern me, but at 5,200, if we can build something around Jake Browning, you can get Chase in a lot of lineups. You can even probably Chase Mixon with him. So 5,200 is a nice price for a guy that could easily put up 20-plus points this week. So give me Browning to round out that lineup, and that one's for Jimmy.
Yeah, I'm sure you're going to win this. T. Higgins, who hasn't showed up in 3 weeks, is going to have like 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Jake Brown is going. Jake Brown is going 303 in the rain. It's all going to work out for you. Don't worry.
So listen, man. Before we finish this out, We just talked about Cincinnati, and we talked about earlier. Again, Jay hitting ladders, I'm hitting parlays, Dave's hitting bets. As always, we have tons of partners. All you need to do is go on to windailysports.com, click on partners, and you will see them sprinkled all over our page. If you're not a member yet, man, all you need to do is sign up. You get your free money. You get your bonus bets. You get, $5 is the minimum deposit. I'm telling you something right now. You can actually, I've told people this numerous times. If you follow the deals, once you sign up, you literally can play for free the entire week because you have a no sweat bet up to $10 every single night. Every single night. Like literally, if you don't win, you get your money back in a bonus bet the following night. And speaking of bonus bets, wait till you hear this one, fellas, before we get into ours. Bonus bets tonight. Somebody on DraftKings hit a 5-pick parlay, all first baskets. Joel Embiid, Donovan Mitchell, Jaren Jackson, DeAndre Hunter, and Victor, whatever the hell his last name is. The bonus $5 bet paid $48,000 this dude won. What are the odds? But the reason why I bring it up is that $5 bonus bet don't seem like a lot, man. But I'm telling you, throw it out there because you're going to get it right back, or you're going to win quadruple the money if you use our tools. So for me personally, I'm sticking with the Cincinnati game. And last week, I do parlays all the time. I do a lot of SGPs, but I like the combo bets. I like the anytime touchdowns with either receptions or receiving. I know Jay mentioned about earlier. I didn't get it on an early number, but if you go over 65.5 for receiving yards for Jamar Chase, and anytime touchdown comes at the plus 244 on DraftKings. But if you sign up, you'll get the 25% profit boost. Okay. So you'll get over plus 300 for a very attainable combo bet. So that's what I'm rolling with in that Cincinnati game. Jay, you got anything on that Cincinnati game this weekend?
Nothing on Cincinnati. And like I keep on saying, man, like the reason why I haven't put out too many NFL bets, obviously it's Wednesday night and I kind of wait to Thursday, Friday, but I am concerned about weather. It looks like to be like a pretty ugly weather slate, but one thing that I think is interesting, it's a low number. Jalen's number is super low passing, but I'm looking at Devontae right now. It's around 57, 58. We've seen what happened to Dallas last week. They put up some points against these kids, but Bland got torched. It's crazy. He's got more touchdowns than most players in the league, but he's also got torched for like over 200 yards, I think, in the last 2 games. In the matchups against him, DK did a lot of damage against him. So I think Devontae, 57, 58.5, depending on where you get it at. I think that's kind of interesting. I didn't lock it yet, but I like that number. And, I asked you guys last week, and I had my answer, and I thought San Fran was going to roll. This one I think is a little bit closer. Are you guys feeling better this week? Big game against Dallas here. If you had to put some money up, are you backing your Eagles, or do you think Dallas is coming in? Dak's looked good, man. He really has. He hasn't choked yet. He's saving that shit for the playoffs, I'm assuming. But, what do you think happens when Dallas and Philly, square off this weekend?
It's going to be interesting, man. I'll be honest with you. For me personally, it's going to be really, really – because here's the thing that scares me, and I continue to say this. We've talked about there being a hole in that secondary, for the entire year once we lost Avonte Maddox. But now what's happening is, if we don't get a pass rush, I don't care who you have, you're not going to be able to cover, right? And we're not getting to the quarterback.
Is Leonard coming right in and playing or no?
What's that? Yeah,
he's Leonard playing. Come right in and he's a starter. He's in. He's in.
Yep. Yeah, he's
that
in.
Help you guys.
But that's linebacker, right? That's the second level, which I understand. But the problem is the Eagles, in my opinion, they made a big mistake. And I said this before, and I'll say it again. I know we're all praising Howie. He's the best guy in the world. Okay, but Dave took a defense in Chicago where the leading tackler in TJ Edwards, which was our guy last year, is now only making $5 million a year. We let him go because we didn't need him. Okay, we didn't want him, but guess what? Now we have no linebackers. We got the guy Chicago didn't want it, who looks like one of the people in the freaking mummers running out there trying to cover people in Morrow. He stinks. He's terrible. shouldn't be on the field. Man, I like it brings me back to the Levon Kirkland days when we picked him up and threw him in at linebacker. This guy's terrible, right? So we made a big mistake. So I'll be honest with you, man. I'm scared. I see CD Lamb running all over us, man. I do. I just see it. I don't know what's going to happen. If we don't score, we're going to lose. We got to score.
Cook,
Simple as
Cooks
that.
was a good pickup for Dallas too, man. He really opened stuff up over the top. The guys, they're finding ways to get him the ball. Pollard still hasn't impressed me. Their run game still hasn't impressed me. This is Dak's best year. I know he had a good year back in the day before he got hurt, but like this is his best year. He looks super confident. But I don't think it's an easy game for Dallas too, because they're hanging in games too. Like Eagles are playing from behind and Dallas is keeping teams in. So it's kind of like, I don't know if one team really has the upper hand, but Dallas is at home. You know, is Swift full go here? Are you hearing good things for Swift to play in this game now?
Yeah, he's going to play. There was a guy locally today that sat outside the NovaCare complex at 7:30 a.m. and hung a sign for every player and coach that came in that said "Run the ball." That's all it said. And Nick Sirianni responded to it, came out and gave him a cup of coffee, a Dunkin' Donuts. He's like, "I got you." And so I do think Swift is back in play this week. And to ask my opinion, I'm similar to Tony. They're definitely a little bit scared from the standpoint of I don't know if we can just fix it with adding Shaq Leonard. There's just so much problems on the back end, and it's crazy. Like I was even, complaining about Slay a little bit. There was like a 2nd and 15, and he's 14 yards off the receiver and lets in 13 in front of him. Next place, 3rd and 2. It's supposed to be one of our better defenders. We just play a weird style. We're the worst 3rd down defense in the league.
They might be without their. Sorry to cut you up, but they might be without McCarthy too. I heard he's got like appendicitis too. He'll probably be back by Sunday. I'm assuming if everything goes as planned.
Yeah, they said he's back. He got the surgery today, and now whatever. They might be better without him, but in the end, it's going to be a tough one. But I do think it's a close and competitive game. It's not going to be similar to what happened last week.
You see the number? Do you see a number on Jalen's 210 passing, which I think is super low because I think they're going to have to chuck the ball a bit too. So I was kind of shocked. I almost bet that this morning, but didn't bet it at 210. Seems interesting, but
let me just, Tony, to your DraftKings point. One thing I'm looking at this weekend is not in the Cincinnati game because of the weather concerns, but I am looking at, and I drafted him, Drake London, over 47.5 yards. Last time he played Tampa, he got 7 targets, caught 6, went for 54. We've talked about it earlier. Teams, can really take advantage of this Tampa secondary. So 47.5, I think, is too low and could be a candidate for one of Jason's ladders once we get, a little more information on the game. Weather's not going to be a problem. So
I'm going to write that down and check it out. And Tona, I'm surprised your rant wasn't what Dave posted. I think it was from the Carr brother. Saying that
I'm not giving him any more. No fuel.
I didn't want to either. I just want someone to check in on him, check his brain out. He might have CTE.
I don't know, I didn't watch it. I saw Dave post it. I'm like, maybe because they think Jalen's hurt, like give him a week off. But like, there's no reason that an MVP candidate should be benched. Like, it's just the most asinine thing.
Doesn't that show you one thing though? It shows you again that Philadelphia has the best fan base in America. You know why? Because if you need clicks, if you need followers, if you need ratings, man, just throw some bullshit out there against Philly. Like you're right, Dave. Right, that's all. Like that fraudulent radio host that keeps hitting me up. Did you see that, dude?
I gave him a little.
He waited to the end of the game. He couldn't say nothing all week. All week, he had nothing to say to me, and he's in Philly. Okay, in Philly, paying for fucking airtime. Okay, he had couldn't say nothing to me all week, and he waits till after the game. This is why I'm not ready to anoint Jalen as an MVP. Dude, stop.
But he had no argument. He had no argument either.
Like, what exactly? Like, what are you talking about? Like, whatever, man. Like, again, the rant is Philadelphia's the best, man. I don't care what anybody says. We boost everybody's Twitter handles. We boost the ratings. We boost the shows. We keep their Joey Carr, Derek Carr, whatever friggin' dude's name is. We keep him on TV too. So congratulations, man. Philadelphia, that's why we rule. Simple as that.
You got to pick. You can't leave without your defense.
Oh man, I got to pick, man. I got to pick.
Cowboys
Man.
defense. That's what
Yeah, I'm gonna go. Listen, I'm gonna go because Dave saw the other pick I had, and again, I know it's going to be a shootout, but I did have I got a little faith in my man Spags. Give me the Chiefs defense for 2,600 at home. I do think that they can possibly make Josh Allen revert just a little bit to that Josh Allen we've seen in the first 3 or 4 weeks of the season. So,
kind of
it's
like
a shot.
that.
It's a
the
shot.
Chiefs defense is better than our offense right now. Dave,
Yes.
do you like the Chiefs at -1.5 as a potential bet or no?
I do. Yeah, Buffalo can't win a close game. They are very similar to the Chargers, except that they blow teams out sometimes. They're not going to blow the Chiefs out. So once you get in a close game, give me Andy Reid all day. And Yvonne, I could do a half-hour show on Florida State and talk nonstop.
That's just terrible, man.
It was the
That's
biggest bullshit ever in the history of sports. And and it's all about money. They want SEC money. They want people going to those games and watching on TV. So that's all it was about.
But like you're undefeated in a power conference. Like I don't watch college football like you, Dave, but it's just stupid.
It's
really
despicable.
stupid. Even if they get blown out, whatever, you got to put them in.
Cincinnati got to go in.
Yeah, they did everything they had to do to get to that point. They won without their best guy in the game that they had to win, and they didn't lose.
There's your best point. You're fourth, and you're ranked fourth. You win, and you win by double digits, and somehow someone jumps you? Like, come on, stop.
Who has the loss, too. Like, it's fucking crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even, like, with this day and age, whoever makes those decisions should have to come out and say this is the exact reason why, and give a full case. You know, it's got to be something. It's nuts, man. It's really crazy.
Yep. It was.
Yeah, man. Like, hold on. I gotta blow this up and show you guys. This is what I mean. Well, I'm gonna share my screen for a minute before we get out of here.
I'm gonna remove. Go ahead.
Do it. This is what I mean. Why everybody just loves Philadelphia, right? While you guys are talking, I was trying.
I don't love Philly, Tone. Just so you know, I'm not a big Philly guy.
I'm going to Kalahari.
Look. So look. Now, why is somebody posting this? Like, seriously, Julio Jones, Kevin Byard, Shaq Leonard joined the Eagles in 2023. Like, why? Because again, they know it's going to get play, man. They know look at 27,000 likes. Welcome to the best fan base in America, which is the Philadelphia fan base, because we just make everybody's content dreams come true, Dave. That's it.
Tone, why don't you start doing this for Win Daily? Just post up against the Philly.
You know,
I'll help you out.
You know what? I can't feed into that, man. It's fraudulent. I can't do it. It's fraudulent. I want people, get at me or like my content, not because I make up fabricated statements and for clicks. I don't do that, man. I just can't do it.
No, I'm with you. That's why I only put it up today for fun. Just someone go help. Listen, the cars are extinct. I've told you before, Derek Carr stinks, and now he's extinct. Like, they should just go with Jameis. Like, it's so bad.
I think Winston's definitely starting this week.
Yeah, I know with the injury.
I think after the 14th concussion in the last 3 weeks, they have to put Carr down.
You can blame concussions all you want. He stinks. I know you're not. I'm just saying he just.
No, I think Jameis is going to get the nod. I think he's playable in GPPs with Olave. Taysom Hill's a little bit banged up, so maybe they got to, kind of force the ball down the field a little bit more. But Carolina's not going to score on the way back. That's the only thing that can kind of hold that back. I think game stacking this week is fade the weather, fade some bad defenses. We've got totals of 30, 32, 37, 39, and I don't know what the hell we're going to do tomorrow. Like, this game is going to be the most atrocious game ever, with Zappy versus Trubisky in bad weather. So that's going to be kind of terrible.
Go have a Christmas party.
Everybody's going to be stacking San Fran, Seattle, I feel like, and Buffalo and Kansas City. They're clear of weather. They got good quarterbacks, good play, good offenses, not great defenses outside of San Fran. So I think everybody's going to –
Detroit, Chicago, too, I think.
Yeah, but I'm worried about weather there. Like, all the 4 o'clock games are clear of weather. Playing on the West Coast, and like all the 1 o'clock games are either bad weather. Like the Ravens Rams, I like that game too. It's still holding a 40.5. Cincinnati 43.5, but you got weather in both those games. And then Bears, Detroit looks okay for right now, but we don't know about the wind. If the wind's bad with Goff and Fields, that could be lights out for that game too. But I like that game. If that game stays clear, you know where to go. You go Amon-Ra, you go DJ Moore. But I do think, Dave, I'll just say this, even though you're going to win anyways, I think Roshan might be RB1 for Chicago. Like he took that leap last game. I don't know. They got 2 or 3 good guys there now. It might just be a timeshare, but Roshan's creeping up.
Roshan also fumbled in that game, so I mean, they're you might be right. We'll see what happens, but Roshan was, you know where he came from, right?
Texas. College?
Yeah, he went to Texas. He was Bijan's backup, so nobody really knew about him. So the Bears get him in the 4th round. So when you get guys like that later in the draft, they do tend to start to come out now. So you could be right. You could be. They're not the guys that you put them in week 1, but by week 10, 11, you could be right.
See what happens. I'll probably finish in last, though, so I'm sure my team is terrible.
Audience team looks good, too, though. But with that, Tone, want to take us out of here?
Yeah, man. Listen, as always, like we talked about this, man, the Cyber Money deal is still up. $5 for weekly tools, man. Coupon code is weekly5. Get in that Discord. I can't preach it enough. Listen, in the days of fraudulent social media back and forth, the best way to talk is to get in the Discord chat. We are live every single day, whether it be myself, whether it be Jason, whether it be Dave, whether it be Sticks, whether it be Ghost. Somebody's always got something to say in there, which is great. I love when people message me. They DM me all the time. Yo, man, you got any bets for tonight? I know they do that with Jason too. I know they hit Dave up as well. Love it. Keep it coming. Trying to build, trying to win together as one big family. As always, make sure you're liking, you're subscribing. We ask that. The support is fantastic. We want to keep that rolling. And we got a lot of big things coming up, man. So, make sure you're constantly tuning in Friday night, right? Or actually Saturday mornings now. Dave and Joel still killing it with college football. We know we got the big games coming up, so I know they'll be doing some things for that. I know Yvonne's working up some articles when it comes to college football playoffs. I know Jason and Sia be live as always every Saturday talking, going through that the rapid, game by game projections and as always Sticks and goes for our live pregame, getting those DFS lives together for Sunday. So as always, for Jason, for myself.
Oh, one quick thing. Sorry to cut you off. Dave, who wins the national championship? Michigan?
No, I'm telling you, and it's stupid. Alabama's going to win.
Is there money to be made there, or are they the favorites going in?
No, they're biggest, second biggest under. So they play Michigan, so they're going to play the number 1 team. So there's money to be made. I think they're plus 220, something around there. Listen, they shouldn't be in. When teams shouldn't be in, they get this second life. I think they're going to do it. And believe me, I'm cheering for every other team but Alabama. And Yvonne's with me. Good. Yeah, he's the same way.
So you think Alabama, the team that should have got in, does win, though?
Yep.
Take it down.
Yep. So I'm going Alabama.
All right. Sorry, Tony. I wanted to hear that.
That's all right, man. I'm used to getting interrupted. It's all good. That's what happens when New York beats Philly. You know what I mean? We always get interrupted, but that's okay. It's all good. But as always, man, everybody, like we always say, stay safe, stay healthy. Catch us back here next Wednesday, and let's see who wins. It'll probably be Jigsaw, though. So we'll see. Or Dave. It's not going to be Jason. We know that.
Definitely not me. Definitely not. 100%.
But everybody else, say